yesterday we discussed the whole concept of a halakha for a 3-year-old child and doing it on Hol HaMoed. One final point with regards to cutting is with nails. So we've learned that really, mi'ikar hadin, at least from the Torah's perspective, it should be permissible to have a haircut on Chol HaMoed because that is something which is tzorech haguf, it's necessary for the body. Nonetheless, the Hachamim said that you should have a haircut before Yom Tov, so you don't come into Yom Tov looking disheveled and postponing your haircut to the Chol HaMoed itself. What about nails? Does nails fall under that or not? So the Rif and the Rambam and the Rosh and many of the Rishonim say no. The Gezerah of the Hachamim was specifically only with cutting hair, not with cutting nails. And therefore, even if a person didn't cut their nails before Yom Tov and wants to cut it during the Moed, it is permissible to do so. And indeed, this is the ruling of the Shulchan Aruch, as it is permissible in all circumstances for a person to cut their nails on the Moed, even if they didn't do so before the Moed. However, the Rama writes that the custom is to be stringent with this and not to cut nails on Hol HaMoed because of some of the Rishonim who understood that just like the Hachamim were gozer with hair, that a person needs to cut their hair before the Chag, so too they were gozer with nails as well, that a person shouldn't cut their nails if they didn't cut their nails before the Moed. And that is the ruling of the Rama, that one, in the first instance, is strict not to cut their nails on the Moed. However, even according to the Rama for the Ashkenazim, this is only if a person didn't cut their nails before the Moed. If a person cut them before the Moed, and then he wants to cut them again during the Moed, then even according to the Rama, it would be permissible to do so. And therefore, what we're saying is that according to Shulchan Aruch, according to Sfaradim, it's always permissible to cut nails during the Moed, whether one did so before the Moed or not. For the Ashkenazim, however, on Chol HaMoed, one shouldn't unless one cut their nails before the Moed. Those who some have the minhag to cut their nails every Friday. This is recorded already quite some time ago, to cut nails every Friday. And indeed, the Shulchan Aruch records this in Hilchot Shabbat. So, for example, this year, how Sukkot fell in the middle of the week. So if a person cut their nails on Friday after Yom Kippur, and then didn't cut them before Sukkot because there was nothing to cut, and then he wants to cut them again the following Friday, so here, definitely for the Sfaradim, it's fine. Even for the Ashkenazim, it's also fine because since it's Lichvot Shabbat and he does this every week in honor of Shabbat, even for the Rama, it would be permissible for a person to cut their nails for the Moed. So in conclusion, with regards to cutting nails on Chol HaMoed, for Sfaradim, it's always permissible, even if one didn't cut before. For Ashkenazim, one should try to cut the nails before the Moed, unless one cuts their nails every Friday, then they can also cut their nails on Friday Chol HaMoed, which is Erev Shabbat as well. If a person didn't cut their nails before the Moed and wants to cut their nails just in the middle of the Moed and nothing to do with Shabbat, then Ashkenazim, in the first instance, unless there's a specific reason why they need to, a pressing reason, it's extremely long and it's very bothersome, then one should preferably refrain from cutting nails on Chol HaMoed.